So, but what you have to do is you have to take them places. The idea is to go into as many scenarios of real life as you can. So they went to places like Yosemite, out into the wild. Went on trails and climbing, and the dog would have to. How are these animals going to respond in different situations? So 4 weeks of traveling on the road, 5 of 6 weeks going to different types of environments, like going to the mall, going into the stores, walking around people while you're shopping. That part right there, I would be done if I was that dog. I'd be like, no, not one more mall, please. Yeah. But they love it. They love doing this, right? So they end up going to the shopping centers. They go to getting around fireworks as much as they can to see how they're going to interact with loud noises and different things. This takes plenty of time. So many months, even a year, and eventually it's time for the dog to move on to the training. Unfortunately, Larry was the name of this lab. Larry was a perfect dog except for it would bark. Somebody comes to the front door, bark. Random there starts barking. It can't do that. These dogs have to be of a temperament that they're not going to bark for anything that's out of the ordinary. That's like somebody coming to the door. You don't bark because of that. There has to be a reason. And she tried her best. Mary just kept trying to say, look, you have to not bark. Eventually, it got to a point that Mary realized this dog's never going to not bark. It's just not going to happen. But the time came to where it was time to transfer to the training center. They took Larry down and made the transfer over from the house environment to the training center. Mary just came right out and said it. I just want you to know this. Larry's a barker. I've done everything I can, but randomly just barks. They're like, well, we'll do what we can. Do what we can with what we have, right? Let's give it a shot. So they took Larry in, this nice Labrador, and just began the training process. And the communication between Mary and the training center is pretty open because she's known there. So they'll call and tell her how things are going with her dogs, what could be changed, giving advice, things. Time went a little bit. Should have gotten a phone call by now. And finally, they did call. And they said, hey, and she's like, so how's Larry? Oh, Larry's no longer here. Mary knew. Larry's life as a guide dog was doomed from the beginning. It hurt her. And the fact that they just let Larry go, that also hurt, because she hasn't really been to that part where her dog that she wanted to make it didn't make it, and then it's like, then he's just gone. Now she's not going to see the dog again. I mean, it's a whole trauma for the owner kind of thing, right? Just to switch gears a little bit, have you ever read the Bible about disappointments? It's all in there. Disappointing times are in the Bible. People disappointing is in the Bible. There's this story about Joseph. His dad loved him. This is in Genesis, Genesis 37, in the 30s. Joseph was loved by his dad. Had a great plan for it. But Joseph was gifted He was given a gift from God. And that made his brothers very upset. So not only did Dad have a plan, but his brothers had a plan. And Joseph's brothers planned to get rid of Joseph. Some of them even wanted to have him killed. And they were okay with doing it. But then there was at least one that was saying, no bloodshed.